to take you back to the plantations that were had for you to work their grounds, and you've been able to get away from them because your sin has now been lost. Now you're on your way to freedom. And once you reach the northern lands in the United States, you are now declared free. Of course, there are some things that you gotta go through, but as far as you understand, you're free because you're in the north. And once you have now gotten your freedom papers and you've changed your name and so that you can't be traced anymore, you get these clothing that you've never had before, and you build this new identity, this new sense of freedom. You are now proud, and now you end up coming along and you may begin to build a family. You settle down and you do some things that, well, you always wanted to do, but you may not have been able to do or may not have thought to do, because if you did get married on the plantation to another slave, that slave could be owned by another owner down the street, and you might not see that person. If you had kids, they could have been sold off to somebody else, and you might not see them again. So you build a whole new freedom. And within this, you build a sense of religion. Now, religion for these enslaved African peoples was always a big thing for them. However, they've just, along with their music, has now taken on this religion with them as well, and it also has transcended, but it's a little bit different than what they knew before, because they've been stripped of their language and everything that they knew. And so with this, they begin to build these storylines from biblical text. And within this particular text, it talked about oftentimes their freedom, but aside from that, it talked about how their God was going to give them this sense of riches and glory based upon what they understood from the text. Because one of the things about being enslaved during this time, you couldn't read, you couldn't write, you weren't allowed to, because there were laws set up to prevent you from being able to do these things. And so, with this, thinking through this sense of pride and this newfound freedom, here is Elijah Rock.